Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Newsgram. Today's program is dedicated to all those kids growing up in military families. It's also dedicated to anyone who's ever had to raise a family with a job that requires a lot of travel or frequent relocation. It can be hard on the kids, especially the ones that have trouble making new friends.
I had bad skin. I had pimples, buck teeth. I needed braces, but you can't do anything about that. It's just the way it is. You might see that as a flaw, but people look past those flaws, and real friends, true friends, will look past that and continue to communicate with you.
That's Wayne Rankin. He's a retired Master Sergeant from the U.S. Air Force. He's also the real-life inspiration for his new children's book, Wayne the Nerd from Arizona. Here's the premise. Wayne is living on Luke Air Force Base on the west side of Phoenix, Arizona. It's a real place. He was born and raised there, and despite his family's many moves, it was the one place that he could really, truly call home. So when his father was transferred to Germany, he found himself once again not only alone in a new city, but alone in a new country. And for Wayne, making friends was not that easy. In fact, Wayne's first day of school was nothing less than a disaster. All he could think about was how little he had in common with all the other kids.
It was tough. It was tough. You're in a foreign country, not to mention not having any friends, but making new friends. You don't know anybody. So you're making new friends and trying to start out with those friends for the next 4 or 5 years is pretty tough.
One of the things that worked for Wayne was not focusing on the negative, but finding the positives, which is great advice for any situation.
Your parents or your dad is in the military, and that's life in the military. A nomad, a gypsy, as they say. It's a good experience. You got to go to a country you never would have dreamed about, and you got to make some friends because you're on your own, really. You're on an island. And so that's that.
The book is a great resource for 5 to 8-year-olds or anyone who finds themselves in this situation because it demonstrates how that's done.
It goes to that period where the kids are trying to check you out and see what you're made of and if you're going to make it or not. You feel very alone, but that's only a temporary situation. Sooner or later, somebody is going to gravitate towards you and you're going to make a friend.
We've all been there. Can you remember your first day of school, moving to a new neighborhood, or even starting a new job? Human nature takes over. Some people thrive in that environment, but if you're an introvert, it may be more challenging. So Wayne's book is a nice tool for helping kids to understand that. Meet Anita.
She tells them that you can be anybody, be yourself, be true to yourself. You don't have to change to be this or that, to fit in the various groups. She looks past his flaws, what he perceives as flaws, his crooked teeth, his bad skin, and says, look, I'm just here to be your friend because of who you are. You got to realize that everything is temporary, and you might have crooked teeth, but they got braces. You might have bad skin. Now they got soap that can clear up that stuff. It's just temporary. You change, your body changes. You're just going through those awkward moments in your life where kids trying to pick on you, but that doesn't last long.
We tell our kids this stuff all the time, but what do we know, right? They may listen, but do they hear us? Well, this way they get good advice from someone like Anita that they can relate to.
You know what? There's another kid just like you feeling the same way, and another kid, and these kids all gather together and group together, and they form their own group, the Nerd Herd.
Not to give too much away here, but the story does have a happy ending. Wayne and his friends evolve from caterpillars to beautiful butterflies, in a matter of speaking. They become well-adjusted young people with promising futures, just like Wayne, and we'll get to that in a minute. It all starts by knowing you are not flawed, no matter what you think, and you are not alone.
I enjoyed writing this book. I think it's a book that you can read to your kids again and again and again and again and again. You can't say it enough that whatever you're going through, whatever flaw you think you may have, that flaw doesn't mean anything to some folks, and that you're going to transform into somebody wonderful.
He knows what he's talking about. Wayne Rankin is a retired Master Sergeant from the U.S. Air Force, where he served for 20 years. When he left the Air Force, he went on to earn a master's degree in Human Resources and Procurement, as well as a Bachelor of Science degree in Organizational Management from Colorado Christian University. In 2005, he started his own business, and today, LogMet LLC has 400 employees and a gross annual turnover of $20 million. Now, I know that's a lot of information, but the bottom line is Wayne has been there. He's grown up in a military family, and he knows what he's talking about. And this is a fun resource for kids.
No matter what you are or who you are, if you perceive yourself as having a flaw and that nobody likes you, that's not true.
Wayne, the nerd from Arizona, taking time out from a very busy life to send a message to kids like him. It's going to be okay. It may not feel like it right now, but your future is bright. You just got to have faith.
There's always somebody out there who you can talk to and lean on, and you'll carry that with you for the rest of your life.
Wayne, the nerd from Arizona, available now wherever you like to shop for books. But since this program is all about fascinating people living their lives in fascinating ways, I would suggest checking out his website. There you can learn all about Wayne Rankin and grab a copy of his book. The website is WayneTheNerdFromArizona.com. All one word, WayneTheNerdFromArizona.com. And that will do it for another edition of Newsgram from WebTalkRadio.com.